Yeah, phone's on silent, pretty please.
And we are live, and phones are on silent. Coach David here with Metro Jiu-Jitsu, and we got the one and only Coach Mark Lski. Oh, I'm going to say Lazinski. Well, that's not hard to pronounce. It's just hard. It's impossible to spell.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. For those who've been following along, we know Coach Mark is he's been on our podcast before. Just the one time or more than once? Just once? Okay. Well, long overdue. And so happy to have you back, man. You just came back from Masters Worlds, champion, silver in the absolute, so which is open weight for those who don't know. No weight limit. And it's all the victors of the no weight limit as well. So it's not like just, scrubs. We're going to get into that. But first, I don't want to kind of spoil everything. I want to go into a little bit more of you. We're 63 years old, right? 63. I have conversations with 30-year-olds on the regular who think they've missed the boat of training jiu-jitsu. They're like, this is too much. I'm too old. They see these guys like Nicky Ryan and Nicky Rod, Gordon, Craig, and they are, they like to watch them, but they're like, there's nothing for me. And you always have a very cerebral approach to really life in general, but like your training and especially your physical, your physical, I'll say performance, appearance, and longevity. So, can we talk into that a little bit? Like, I know you've. I'd love to hear your concept on longevity, your goal, what your diet and nutrition things look like. Can we speak into that a little bit? Speak to the 30-year-olds for me. Sure. 30 and 40. We'll talk to the 40-year-olds too.
Well, you often hear how people say that I wish I was doing this, or I wish I would have did it 10 years ago. So I have to say to those 30-year-olds, do you want to be 60 wishing that you had done it back when you were 30?
Yeah. So
you might be 30 today, but you're going to be 35 tomorrow. And life's not going to get any shorter.
How does... so I'm 35 right now. And there is a stark difference between 35 and 25. I wasn't prepared for it, admittedly. What can I expect, in your opinion, by 45 and then 55 physically?
Between 45 and 55, I didn't notice much. I really didn't. In myself, okay. I was framing homes, carrying lumber, physically active on the job. So I would go home sore every day and wake up, sore. Okay. But I really didn't notice I was getting physically weak until I think I was like 53, 54 years old, and I stopped framing. Kind of went semi-retired, opened up my firearm business.
Mm-hmm. What is the name of your firearm company?
Semper Fi Firearms and Fitness.
Are you blowing up after the recent events?
After every recent event like this, yes. And to be honest, if you want to go down that road, when I first started firearm training, it was thin. It was hard to get students in the classroom.
When was that?
I think I've been doing this for about 20 years. Well, probably about 18 years now.
So it's 25 minus 18. 10 is 15 minus another is 2017?
Yeah, probably. I think it's like
2007?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, right around 2005, 2007 in that area. Okay. It was right before 2012.
All right.
It is 2007.
Okay. All right. You calculated for me. Thank you, Coach Keanu. Yeah, my fourth grade math. Third grade even.
And I didn't realize this. And this is one of the reasons I don't push my firearm academy on Facebook is Sandy Hook happened. And next thing I know, I have 55 people in my class. I didn't think anything about it. I thought, wow, this is great. That's a nice little paycheck for a weekend. Of course. You're talking probably close to $6,000 just for working an 8-hour Saturday.
Yeah.
And the following month was the same. We had 30 to 35 people. Then it just dwindled down to nothing again, and we were going back to regularly 5 to 8 people per month in the class.
And you offer it monthly?
Monthly, once, last Thursday of every month at the VFW in Trenton when we were really doing it hard full time. And after that, it became every single time there was a school shooting, my business was blowing up.
Why do you think that is? I mean,
Fear.
It's fear, but why did they wait? Why wait for the shooting?
Yeah,
why?
Yeah, and that's what you do. You know, I noticed that fighting my whole life and being involved in fighting my whole life, I've noticed that people will join jiu-jitsu after the confrontation that they had at the corner bus stop, and that boggles the mind because the chances of you ending up in that same situation again. Are slim. Yeah. So you actually want to be prepared before that situation happens.
You know, it's it's a habit, right? It's called being proactive, being a little proactive with it, and it's tough because it takes energy, time, money, and resources to do. So I didn't mean to get us off track.
Let me just finish one thing with what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure.
I love firearm training, and I really do, and I love everything about firearms.
What's your preferred carry?
My preferred carry? If I were to recommend anything, you should probably carry a Glock just because everybody's got them and you can interchange firearms in a bad case situation, magazines with your friends and everything.
There's no safety either.
I personally carry a Smith & Wesson. But if I were to recommend people to carry, you should carry probably a Glock.
My dad recommended a Glock because there's no safety. So you don't want to leave the safety on.
Well, there's a lot of striker-fired firearms out on the market today, but the thing is about a Glock, chances of me walking into a room with 10 guys all having firearms, 7 of them are going to have Glocks. And if I need a magazine, I can use his magazines. You know, I'm not going to be out of magazines or a firearm where I can't find a firing pin for. Glocks are going to be ready, available everywhere. Yeah. But getting back to the firearm industry, when I first got into it, I loved it. But after I saw the school violence, and every time that would happen, I would blow up. And for example, the day Barack Obama took presidency, the very following month, we had a huge class just because Barack became president. Now, this isn't just because when it seems like
what's the correlation?
I don't know. I'm not going to speculate.
Yeah.
But every time there's a presidential election, as soon as that president takes office, my business takes off. So it coincides with fear. And I found myself looking back and I'm going, I'm nothing but an ambulance chaser.
Well, okay. Yeah.
So I pulled away from firearm.
Yeah. Promoting it. Yeah.
Promoting it. And now I only train people. I really don't even like to give new people CPLs. I do it very rarely. I prefer just to train. People that already have their CPL, already have their firearms.
Like what type of you do like close quarters, dark rooms, like what type of training do you do?
So there's a couple different courses here. You know, out in Romulus, we have the Raccoon Hunters Association, so you can do IDPA matches where you're actually doing different stages, like shooting from a card table, shooting from a car, and then we can go, of course, to any shooting range and just work on putting dots on target. You know, that's where we start, making sure you're safe, making sure you know how to clear all your malfunctions, making sure that you can understand how the firearm shoots at different ranges. And you can even work on cover, slicing pie inside the firing range at a place like Gun Range USA. But if you want to get more experience, you're going to have to go out to a place like the Raccoon Hunters Club in Romulus and shoot in some of their defensive pistol courses where you're running from station to station with your firearm. More of a live scenario.
For sure. I do want to come back to that because I dig guns. I like guns, obviously.
I took Coach Professor Muhammad to the.
That's what he says.
Range.
He says I've took. Where's he at? Professor's Choice. I've took lessons with Coach Mark in firearm training, and he knows his stuff.
But there's another comment as well.
Professor Muhammad actually looked like.
Oh, yeah, I think did he delete his comment?
I don't know. I see the ones on YouTube. Are you seeing Facebook comments?
I'm on YouTube. I've got both. There is. Do you feel that you carry less daily as you learned more self-defense? I guess he is implying jiu-jitsu.
So
it took a minute.
I did carry, to answer that question. I was one of those guys that carried 24/7.
You carrying right now?
Well, no.
Okay. You're allowed to. I don't care. I'm totally cool with it. Like this is the pro gun zone. You come in with 4 guns on your body, I don't care, personally.
So since I would preach and teach firearm safety, and you tell your students, if you're going to have a CPO, you might as well carry it on you 24/7.
Yeah.
I would carry it on me 24/7.
Yeah.
One thing we got to understand about violence, whether it's jiu-jitsu or firearm or anything like that, is there's certain things that narrow it down. One thing is violence is going to happen very swift. It's generally within 3 to 5 feet, and it's generally in a dark space. So if you take those 3 things into consideration, are you going to have time to get a hold of your firearm?
Not a chance. What is it, 21 feet?
Yeah, 21 feet is what's established by Masada Bayou on how to run across a room to get to somebody. And that's an FBI kind of number that they came upon. Can I get to somebody within 21 feet faster than Colin Miracle can get to somebody within 21 feet? So where's that 21 feet parameter?
Sure.
But we do know statistically that it'll happen. Violence happens very rapidly and very fast. So you can't see it coming. It also happens within 3 to 5 feet, and it also will happen usually in a dark space. So you're better off being able to quickly use your hands.
Of course. Yeah.
That's why jiu-jitsu becomes effective. Now, some people, do you train jiu-jitsu to actually annihilate your opponent? Yes, you can. But a lot of our jiu-jitsu is trained to subdue the opponent and hold them until help arrives.
Just enough. Yeah, that is I think that is so. You get these keyboard warriors, and they're like, oh well, no one's striking, no one's punching. Like watch some footage of a street fight. Legitimately, it's fast, and they last what? 20, assuming that they're not just dancing around on a parking lot, 20, 30 seconds tops. 60 seconds is a very long street fight. I'd even go like if it's less than 60 seconds, one or both of them trained. So like the whole point is to be. That's why my favorite position is knee on belly. Personally, because like I can hold them there, but you can also still be aware and mobile and like, hey, go get whoever you need to go get. Call the cops, call the manager, call whoever. And if there's a second person, which I'm not saying jiu-jitsu is good for multiple, it's not what I'm saying. Like multiple attackers, like you're blessed if you get out of there, no matter what you train. But you're not like buried down waiting to get punted in the head, So that's the whole thing. The whole thing is to be able to subdue, control, call for help, and or provide a position to just run away. Run away is an option.
And then you have to say, well, you need your firearm in case something happens on the corner of such and such. Well, the honestly thing to do is if somebody's shooting on the corner of 5 Mile and whatever, don't engage. Even if you have a firearm,
run away.
You still want to disengage and get away from that situation as fast as possible.
Well, because you'll have. I know. So I had to take the CPL course twice. I let it lapse like an idiot. And one time was at Action Impact. The other was Craig Funk. And Craig Funk had a state representative there. I think it was virtual at the time. And you have to be able to defend that your life, like you have to be able to accurately say your life was in danger and that there wasn't prove there wasn't an opportunity to run away. If you're shooting across 5 Mile, dude, the judge is not going to like that, at all. Innocent bystander, citizen, that's a far shot.
Yeah, the threat has to be imminent in order to use deadly force.
Yeah. So let's tie back to longevity though.
Okay.
I know you're framing. We start talking about. You just let rednecks start talking about guns. We'll talk about guns. So you were framing 55. No big difference between 45 and 55. You just stayed sore. What about 55 and on? Because you retired, semi-retired at 55. Right. You and I have had a lot of conversations. And I remember you saying one thing that intrigued me is I was like, what? you're like, I've reinvented. I try to reinvent myself every 10 years.
Yes.
What does that mean? Like, what is that? Can you elaborate on that? And how have you done so?
Examples.
Yep. Okay.
I try to learn Spanish.
Do you speak Spanish? Please tell me you speak Spanish. I need to hear Coach Mark listen. Coach Mark. Get out of it. I don't even know. He could be making it up.
No,
I have no idea. He could just be saying.
I just said, yes, I speak a little.
Okay. All right.
Me habla un poco, just a little. But I try to learn Spanish.
Yeah, where's the chicken? Is that what that was?
Come on, let's not make fun. Fajita, chimichanga.
I want to learn a second language so bad. But I don't know where to start. I literally don't know. I've heard Rosetta Stone is a good one. Then Rosetta Stone, they literally put you in a Zoom room. No one's speaking English. Not like
There's only one way to do it, honestly.
immersion.
Yeah.
Yes.
When because I grew up around Portuguese speakers my whole life,
Yeah.
and when I lived in Europe for a month, my fluency just every day it felt like if there was a bar, like the progress was just increasing.
Just hearing people.
Well, it becomes obvious. Like it sounds funny because everyone who's struggled to learn another language, they know how hard it is just interacting with someone. But you spend like a week around people who only speak that language, and all of a sudden you're just picking up words.
Patterns. You pick up patterns.
And you see how they use the language. And then eventually you know that, Casabengo is restroom. You know that, it just becomes
Verbs
like this
and
thing.
nouns are easy. It's hard to get the conjunctions of another language
imagine.
down. That's
Yeah.
what's the hardest part. And
The grammar.
the grammar and how your body language is when you speak a certain word carries weight.
How so?
Like the French, beaucoup de voyager, you're going to talk like this.
That does the body language
Yeah.
change the meaning of the word though?
Oh, in our language, it does.
Yeah, I guess it does. So I remember there was I forgot about this till this very moment. There was I'm going to call them Chinese. Yeah, they were Chinese. And they were a Chinese family at our church back in the day. And they had like a daughter that they needed help learning English. I was like, well, you teach me Mandarin and we'll do. So the only thing I remember, dude, you want to talk about a different freaking
the hardest language to learn in the world.
Because "si" means one thing. "Si," like the tone of your voice those are two different words.
There's like 100 words that are all Ken.
I was like, dude, that is ridiculous. Like, you want to say the English language? No.
No, Mandarin is considered one of the hardest languages.
That's
on earth.
ridiculous.
I literally think that's the language that has like 100 words that are Ken, K-E-N.
Oh my God.
And they all mean something different.
That language is like over like 2-3 centuries
Yeah,
old.
it's ancient.
Yeah. Well, and like, yeah, that is.
I have it on my arm.
Yeah. What's that? Is that?
Did you have the Toyota
one
logo?
of the ancient forms of Japanese. I think it's called. I don't want to get it wrong for the Japanese people, but I think it's called katana.
Like the sword?
You said,
No.
I can search right now. You said it's called katana.
Yeah, it's an ancient Japanese.
Cantonese?
It's ancient Japanese
That's
writing.
That's Chinese, I think. So while you're doing that, so reinventing yourself. So you have started. You attempted to learn
just
Spanish.
That's an example. So say you get out of high school,
I'm a terrible moderator. I always get us off track. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know if you want me to read this to you real quick.
The Japanese, what form of writing is it again? I know it starts with a K. I can't be that wrong.
I believe it's called katakana.
Yeah, katakana. That's what it is.
Katakana.
Katakana scripture.
Yeah, characters were originally derived from components of more complex kanji to create a system of shorthand for annotating Chinese texts. So it was sort of like an abbreviation text for an even older, more complicated language.
So this is what bothers. Like you hear about Western society, right? And America's the greatest. There are families with shoes older than America in China, right? Like that. You want to, that has culture that goes back millennia.
Just actually the word we say wasabi, but it's wasiba, I think is actually how it's pronounced. But in the Japanese culture, wasabi means letting everything age and naturally take its patina in life. And their whole culture is designed around that. Even their clothing style, their tables that they eat off of and everything are it's meant to have that wasabi look. You looking that up?
Continue.
Yeah, it's wasabi or wasabi. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the sauce, but it's a way of life called wasabi in Japan. I lived there for a year, and it's a way of life, and it's just letting everything age with a natural patina, including just everything around. And you can see it in their culture when you recognize it.
What? So we
let's
learned
get back
Spanish.
to reinventing.
Learn Spanish. What's another way of reinventing?
If you go back to the movie Napoleon Dynamite, right?
Oh my gosh.
Uncle Rico. What happens to Uncle Rico?
I haven't seen that since I was 14 and I was stoned, so I have no idea what happens
in
in
the
that
movie Napoleon Dynamite. You get this feeling that Uncle Rico peaked in high school. He was the
he's the guy with the American flag.
No. Uncle Rico's the guy who threw the stake and hit Napoleon. He wanted to be quarterback.
Okay.
So he peaked in high school.
Yeah. All right. I know the type. I've met Uncle Rico, the equivalent.
Fortunately, there are people in our society that did peak in high school.
Yeah. Sure.
I enjoyed high school. I loved it.
Hated high school.
Right after that, I went in the Marine Corps, and you can say that was probably my first reinvention, was becoming a Marine.
That is a. Would you recommend the Marine Corps?
Not today. I would recommend the Air Force.
Because the food's better?
The food is a lot better. No, actually, the Marines have really good food. We had we're a Department of the Navy, so the Marine Corps food was excellent.
Oh, okay.
There was never really, maybe the Army makes fun of their chow, but in the Marine Corps, you actually ate really, really, really good. The breakfasts were probably 5-star breakfasts. You had eggs to order and any omelets to order with
that's unheard of. Yeah.
10 to 15 different things that you wanted on your omelets. You had 5-10 different juices to drink from, both white milk and chocolate milk. You had it was a buffet for breakfast.
That's cool.
Yeah. So the food in the Marine Corps was actually really good, especially at the Chow Hall. Even though I didn't eat there, I lived off base.
But you're 19, you enlist.
So say that's the first time I reinvent after high school. Then after that, I wanted to just do other things, and so I had never played hockey. So I said, I'm going to start playing hockey. Right at 26 years old, I started lacing up the skates
That is
and playing
certainly
hockey.
a late time to take up. Like historic, you hear these guys, like some of these kids are on skates at 3.
Well, I've been coaching hockey now for 38 years and have had some very successful teams coaching hockey.
Sure.
Of course, I've been on the losing end of it, of course.
Yeah,
but
of course.
you have to take the wins with the losses. So then I kind of did it through hockey. I had fun. I love hockey. I still do it to today. But then what else? You can't, I would often read, and when you would read, it would tell you, you can't let the mind stay still. You have to try and learn something new. So I tried to learn Spanish. I tried to learn French. I would dabble in both languages a little bit, just enough to learn enough to probably get myself in trouble. What else? I tried pickleball. I like pickleball.
How long ago did you try pickleball?
Pickleball was, so I quit pickleball to do jiu-jitsu. So pickleball was exactly 5 years ago in December.
I'd say it's a good change. Pickleball, it is, it's like I don't know, it somehow became like it's like these pickleball clubs that have popped up now, it like became a country club sport. And
it's huge. It's one of the number one growing. Jiu-jitsu and pickleball are the 2 largest growing sports in America right now.
Jiu-jitsu is?
Jiu-jitsu is.
That, you mind if you fact check that?
Yeah, let them go ahead.
Fastest growing sports in America.
Children's sports.
Pickleball?
Pickleball is the largest growing sport amongst adults, and in children, jiu-jitsu is the.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Mark. You want to finish your point?
Go ahead.
So the fastest growing sport in America is pickleball, which has seen significant participation increases across all age groups due to its accessibility and social nature. Other growing sports include girls wrestling in high school.
That I knew. That I did know.
Where participation has surged due to increasing state sanctions and a focus on equality. And flag football, a growing alternative to tackle football driven by safety concerns and NFL investment. Those are the biggest sports.
NFL backed flag football. Okay.
So it says yes, driven by safety concerns and NFL investment.
Concussions, probably right. Can you tweak it? How about fastest growing kids sport? Because I mean, it is far easier to get parents in here with their kids than to get dudes in here.
Well, go ahead, Jim.
Sorry, I'm a little too quick on the keys.
Yeah,
guys.
he's got.
The fastest growing kids sports in America are flag football, volleyball, pickleball, and soccer. Soccer makes sense. I run a lot in the
Yes.
park, in Heritage
Yeah,
Park,
sure.
and I see kids playing soccer of all age groups throughout the week.
Yeah. Okay, so wrestling though is
Well, let me
you know.
phrase it then. I see jiu-jitsu as soon becoming probably one of the
Oh, it's surged
fastest growing
dramatically.
sports.
It's surged dramatically. You've got, especially now with UFC BJJ, Mikey Musumeci, Craig, who I wish we had anyone else at championing jiu-jitsu. Like I don't like
other than Craig Jones.
I don't like listen, he is a marketer, and he is
don't get me started.
he's like everyone thinks he's a goofy weirdo. He's brilliant. He's very good at bringing attention and eyeballs to things, getting backers. Have you like even watching some of his CGI advertisements, like the one with the Hulk, and then he was doing with the one where he introduced Mika Galvao, like from the recesses of Brazil. Like that stuff is funny, engaging, and there must be something in the water in Australia, because Kit Dale is equally funny and engaging and interesting. And so, but he's a business person, and he's vulgar. Like, I mean, he talks routinely about
What's
like
I mean,
going on benders, and he's not something I might Landon and be like, hey Landon,
role
if you work hard enough, you can be like Craig Jones. I would much prefer Khabib or
How about Hodger?
I would Hodger.
That would be a great
I mean,
MMA.
Hodger today, yeah. And Hodger when he was 20, pretty violent background. But yeah, Hodger today certainly. Bruno Bastos, Danny Alvarez, like those are guys that like I think they have, they've got they're competent grapplers, but then they also like Danny's got like a wife and daughter. Bruno has, I think, 2 kids now, wife and 2 kids. So I think that, like, to get that into the sport, you can't. I understand the appeal, the entertainment value for CJI, and Gordon and those guys.
I
Like
fell asleep at CGI.
CJI too.
I fell
You were in
asleep.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah, I sat there and I fell asleep.
Well, you're probably exhausted though,
I
right?
just got done
Yeah.
doing absolutes.
Someone needs a tag, right?
And I walked
fell
literally
asleep
from
with CJI
absolutes
too.
to the shower.
Oh, my
and then
gosh.
Joey and Ali and I went to
man.
CJI, and they're having a blast sitting there, and I'm just like this, nodding off.
So, Mark, I actually have something that I can read you because of what you said about the growth of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I try to get exact numbers. The best I can find is it says it's grown a lot in the last 10 years.
Certainly, yeah.
Specifically in the last 5 years, female participation in major IBJJF tournaments increased by over 50% since 2015. And the number of registered Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu studios in the US grew by 6.1% in one recent year alone. So
I would have thought that
it's
would
growing
be.
a lot.
So it's growing a lot, but like Michigan is specifically slow to catch up. So when I first started training, there was that I knew of. I mean, there was like 3 schools. And not close. You had Habero, which is Chris Blanky down in Toledo. There was Hoist. I take that back. There was
On Toledo Road.
the Hoist. Yeah, Gracie at Dick Toledo.
Gomez.
Professor Gomez. And then there was Detroit Jiu-Jitsu. But when I started, they were in Oakwood Academy, Oakwood Gym. It was like a closet of Oakwood Gym. So it's kind of a startup there. And
Was that in Melvindale?
Melvindale, yeah, at Dick's in Oakwood is where it was. And then there was like east west. There was like 3 or 4. And you had to drive an hour apart. Now, I mean, just like we're here in Westland, there's 7 schools within 3 miles of us.
Is that including Planet?
10th Planet. 10th.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought Planet Fitness. I was like, I don't know how they entered the conversation,
No,
but like
10th Planet.
Yeah, I mean, they're a little bit further. They're in Livonia, but you've got. And we'll just say they teach jiu-jitsu because some of them are MMA, right? So you got Bloom, you got West Side. You got who's the Cobra ones?
Grappling just opened up on 4th Street.
Fort Street. Well, I'm saying around here,
Right.
right? So yeah, so you've got PCGA. You have was the one we went to the the Stars and Strikes. So there's a lot of schools, and it has grown because people have stuck with it, and I think part of it too. Here's the interesting part: is like the realization of you don't need a black belt to open up a school. Like I know several school owners that like they get a business mind who hires the black belt, which I think is a great.
That's a great business plan.
I think it's a great model, right? You get a blue belt. Like you get a blue belt. I think of one in particular. He's like owned a
Teachers
wood
teach business, people do business.
Correct, dude. A wood finishing company or whatever he did, and he was just the money backer, and he started it up because what's a black belt want to do most of the time? They don't want to answer the phone and set appointments. There's not a chance.
Doesn't want to sell.
No, they don't. You don't want to. You don't open a bit. Like if you wanted to sell, you'd go work for Quicken. You'd go work for a bank. But if you wanted to coach, then you coach. And so those are two. I think that's the number one mistake business owners make, school owners make, is they assume if I obtain enough pedigree, people will just flock to me to be in my presence. That's not true at all. It's just not true. It's not true. I mean, if that were true for anyone, Danny Alvarez wouldn't have to promote his gym at all.
I'd own my own gym.
He's right. Coming soon, dear.
Come on, 8-time gold medalist.
Coming soon to you, Coach Mark's Gun and Jiu-Jitsu Emporium. That's funny. So Jiu-Jitsu was the next time you evolved. What do you think that I have no idea how this is going to turn out.
Why I got into Jiu-Jitsu?
I know why you got into Jiu-Jitsu. When's the next evolution, and is Jiu-Jitsu a part of it?
That's a good question because Professor Muhammad and I had this discussion. Up until Master Worlds, my original plan was to probably quit. I was going to quit on September 1st. Focus back on hockey a little bit more. My son and his friend currently have the CompuWare AAA Pee Wee team, which is going to Quebec. And they want me to be part of that team. I love the sport, and I would love to be part of that team. It's the Quebec tournament is the largest amateur hockey tournament in the world.
Wow.
You're going to see teams from Russia, Czechoslovakia, Finland, all over the world. And it's to showcase the Pee Wee age group. And it's
what age is Pee Wee?
I'm pretty sure it's 12 and under.
Okay.
And so I had talked to Professor Muhammad, and I said, depending on how I do at Master Worlds will depend on how I finish out my jiu-jitsu. It went great.
Why would...
Well, originally I was only going to do jiu-jitsu for 1 year.
I remember that, yeah.
Now we're 5 years in. My son has a house on White Lake. We have a pontoon boat. We have kayaks. We used to have jet skis until I broke them all. I have a whole life outside of jiu-jitsu that is on this lake out there that I so much want to enjoy. And for the last 2 summers, focusing on Master Worlds this summer took all summer. Didn't get a chance to really go out on the lake as much as I want to. There's a hockey league that is an over 60 hockey league that a lot of my friends play in. Those games are at 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, because we're senior citizens. They don't care if we don't have to get up the next
they have a
morning,
better chance
so
having it at
sleep
6 a.m. in the morning for you guys.
So right now I skate 3 times a week. I skate on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And that's at 10 o'clock in the day on Tuesdays and Thursdays and 8 o'clock Sunday morning, so we can all still, go to worship.
Sure.
But there's just other things I wanted to do. But now since I won Master Worlds, got promoted to purple, I want to do a good solid year, maybe 2 years of no-gi training with all you no-gi guys. Gi was fun. I do like the gi. I did figure out grips there in the end. But I want to do a good solid year of no-gi, and now I think I want to compete at purple belt no-gi for 1 whole year.
No-gi.
And then go, it's pans for no-gi, correct?
There's Nogi Worlds.
And then go to Nogi Worlds.
There are Nogi pans
right.
too, but yeah.
So I'm going to do pans. I think it's in December.
I would look it up.
I think, I don't know, but
Nogi Pans Masters Jiu-Jitsu.
and then of course eventually do the Detroit Open again, go to Chicago International, and then go on to Master Worlds in Nogi.
Well, Detroit was gi only, right?
No, because I did do Nogi Blue in Detroit.
I don't think
I had walk-off gold, double gold in Detroit, and then when I went to Chicago,
Nogi.
yes.
Did I have a freaking match? I'm trying to think of what happened. Go ahead. I'm
at
early Alzheimer's.
At the Open in Chicago, or at the Open in Detroit, and in the International in Chicago, are both gi and no gi. And actually, I made the mistake, and thank you to my son and my daughter-in-law for helping me out. Is I only made reservations for the hotel room the night before the event, and they split in Detroit. They had gi and no gi in the same day. Well, since there's more participations in the Chicago tournament, it's larger, being it's the international ones. You have gi on Saturday and no gi on Sunday. So I either was going to sleep in my car, and I was fully prepared to do that. I was just going to sleep in my car in the parking lot of the event center. And then my son said, "No, Dad, you're not doing that. You're my dad, and you're not going to sleep in the car." So they called up the hotel right next to the event center and got me a suite in the hotel room that night. Yeah, so I was really happy about that.
So you want to try out no-gi for a little bit?
Yeah, I'm going to concentrate on no-gi. I'm still going to do gi because I like training with Coach Professor Muhammad. I like my Monday nights but that Tuesday night is really going to start being a staple for me. Yeah. I like Tuesday nights. I really want to start doing a little bit more on Thursday nights. Even though my knees are shot, Thursday nights are going to help. But
I think Thursday nights too, because you go to talk to Coach Jimmy Swola, and he'll find workarounds. You don't have to wrestle like a college wrestler.
No, I did. And we're going to start working on more like J-Flow stuff, Justin Florence's stuff on foot sweeps and how to get the body off of position. Yeah. And then going to Jabril's judo classes. Judo is so important. I think judo, going into the IBJJF, if you're not doing judo, you're going to be behind the 8 ball the whole way, because the guy that's doing judo is going to toss you around.
It certainly complements. Especially.
I focused. That was my. Well, we'll get into it, but that was one of my huge focuses going into Master Worlds, was making sure I did judo twice a week.
So what does... Do you do any, before we get into reviewing some tape, what does diet, strength training, I know you're on the ice, strength training, mobility work, are you doing anything like that for longevity? Are you taking any supplements or things like that? Because I know you shared a before and after of what was it, when you were in your blue belt maybe? It was just a before and after, and you're like, David, look at this guy, he was out of shape, sloppy, whatever.
Yeah. It was horrible. I let myself
go. You had the beard and everything, so.
When you stop working and you sit down in front of the computer on a Monday, you'll say, "Oh, I'll get to that tomorrow." And next thing you know, for me, what had happened was tomorrow took about 3.5 to 4 years. And I looked in the mirror and I went, "Whoa, what happened? You went from playing hockey and I was still playing hockey, but I wasn't playing it like I should. I was just showing up, and I was eating horrible."
Did you have anyone address or say anything to you?
So nobody would actually be honest to my face, and even then when I would ask, I would see pictures of myself, and I would ask,
Why didn't
somebody
you say
close
something?
to me, I'd say, "Do I really look like this in real life?" And they were trying to be kind, and honestly, I wish they would have been, "Yes, you look like you're dying," because it actually took me to look at myself in a picture, and I went, "Your face is really swollen. What's wrong with you?" So the first thing I did was cut out sugar 5 years ago. And I cut sugar out drastically. And then the next thing I'm trying hard right now is I keep away from bread, gluten, pasta. I don't eat any of that. So when I started on this journey 5 years ago, I weighed 248 pounds. On the day I weighed the scale, I'm pretty sure I probably tipped up above 250 a couple times, just didn't step on the scale at those times. And I said, I this is ridiculous. I'm watching Jocko. And Jocko's right. You know, you're out there in the real world, and you want to call yourself a Marine. Well, look like a Marine. You want to call yourself an Army Ranger. Well, look like an Army Ranger. You want to call yourself a Navy SEAL. Well, represent yourself as a Navy SEAL. Don't call yourself a Navy SEAL and you weigh 280 pounds and you can't even run a half a mile.
Yeah.
So here I am telling people, you know, I play hockey. I do this, but I don't look that.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't look it at all. And I said, I have to do something. I walked immediately to another jiu-jitsu gym, or drove immediately to the closest jiu-jitsu gym to where I live. And we know the story, what happened there. I looked so bad.
Repeat it. Yeah, like.
I looked so bad when I went to this other jiu-jitsu gym. The owner of that gym looked at me in my face and said, I can't take you on as a student. And I asked him why, and he said, you're a liability. That's how bad I looked. And I thanked that owner of that gym for actually looking at me and saying, you look like you're a liability. Now, this was dead center in the middle of COVID. And, yeah, I understand he had the COVID fear going on him, the fear-mongering that our government was giving everybody. But
probably thought you were a narc. He thought you were a plant. A plant from the health department.
It didn't set well. I drove straight from that academy to Metro Jiu-Jitsu and met with Professor Muhammad. And he looked me right in the eyes and he said, if you want to start jiu-jitsu here, we have a place for you. And this has been my home and my family ever since. These people here at Metro Jiu-Jitsu have cared about me as if I was their family. And I'm talking, it has 4 owners, and all 4 owners treat me with heartfelt love that I can't express, that I would never probably have ever felt at any other jiu-jitsu academy. And I've been here for 5 years because of it. I only planned on staying for 1 year. Not even to get my blue belt. I understand that's a lot of people's goal in this sport, is to get their blue belt. I was just going to do it for 1 year. It took me a year and a half to get my blue belt. But I fell in love with the sport, and I fell in love with the people that are at this academy that just want to be friends and just hang out and do stuff. At 63 years of age, it's very hard to find people to hang out with that are active.
I can imagine.
And
it's hard to find it. Not like at my age, like at our age, like to find like 35-year-olds who want to go out and do something. They're like, like you when people hear you do jiu-jitsu, even at my age, I can only imagine at 63, they think you're like a lunatic. You're like, oh, you do that really extreme, like they think you're like, you're weird. Like you're just a weirdo,
Well, people that know me, like I have 2 friends that I often have breakfast with. One is Ed Bass, Ruben Bass, and another one's Bob Keller. They're good friends of mine, and they've known me for 35 plus years, 40 years, and they know that I can be resilient. So they don't look at me that way. But yeah, some people that I play hockey with, they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I try to get them here. A couple people from hockey have come at 60 years old, but they see it and then they walk back out. It's not an easy thing to do, but then again, it's not very hard.
You need a good reason, dude. You need a good reason, and I think you need a good reason, and you need proper expectations. Like I was debating sharing this. I took the wildest call today. But I want to finish my thesis, my statement here. You need a good reason to train long term. And I think I wrote a blog about this. Like, self-defense you're not going to train 5 years if your goal is just to defend yourself. Because after a couple of years, like, you're gonna be doing all right, like, against most people. Now, it is a perishable skill, and you don't use it, you lose it. Okay. Don't take it out of context. That's just it. But a good reason, to your point about the people and the in term, like, the accountability and the support that comes from it. Like I've got a whole phone. In my phone, it's BJJ, Mark, BJJ, Keanu, whatever. I think it's MJJ now we do. But like it's just a jiu-jitsu network. And these are people that like, there is a special type of bond and community and brotherhood that is. It's just hard to build anywhere else. I mean, I would think the Marines is pretty close. Like I talked to Coach Shea, he's a fellow younger Marine, and he's like, he's that's a really tight. But then when you're out of the service, like that's gone. A lot of it. He still keeps in touch with them through the phone, but like you don't see those guys anymore.
But when I met Jay, I mean, immediately when I found out he was a Marine, I mean, we were like brothers.
Sure.
I mean, I was driving him places, helping him out. He was helping me out.
Yeah.
He was turning me on to some of his diet things,
I like Jay a lot. He actually he sent me a picture of check this out. I'm gonna pull it up here. I don't think there's a way to
We're getting back to Metro.
tie it in. I'm gonna pull it up.
The what's really nice about Metro is the team at the front door. They make sure that the culture at Metro stays the same.
While we're waiting for this photo, there are 2 questions Professor texted me. Do you want me to mark them now?
Yes, please.
Awesome. So, Mark, Professor Mohammed just texted this to me. He said, at Mark, with 30 years of coaching other sports, can you share what part of your preparation with your instructors played the biggest role in your success at winning or world championship title master, world's champion?
Read that one more time.
I'm reading it as he wrote it, guys.
How did the coaching help prepare you?
And there's another
How did the
question
coaching at Metro help me
That
prepare?
is how the question is.
I can read it one more time.
Hedged biasly. Yes.
At Mark, with 30 years of coaching other sports, can you share what part of your preparation with your instructors played the biggest role in your success at winning world champion title master? I'm assuming is what that means.
I think he's just.
I got it. So when I decided to dive fully in, I knew I was going to have to take some extra, what we call curriculum. I couldn't make every night of the week. So the first thing I did was I recruited Jimmy Parks to help me with my judo. And we were meeting twice a week at noon at the gym, working on judo. And then I realized, well, I didn't realize, Professor Muhammad realized that I'm making a lot of mistakes on how I'm off balancing myself in the guard, how I'm going cross body, putting myself in cross body positions. So not only having privates with Coach Jimmy on judo end of it, the privates that I had with Professor Muhammad was very important because he cleaned up the mistakes I was making. There's a lot of times when you're in guard, if you reach your hand over, you're done. And I was doing that a lot. So now, I mean, he that was like one of the huge things he corrected, like, Mark, stop reaching over, stop breaking the body line. And even if I broke it this way, he would immediately say, every time you're doing something wrong, I'm going to make you pay for it. So my privates with Professor Muhammad wasn't instructional. It was like more like teaching. You do something wrong, I'm going to make you pay for it. If you do something right, you can advance on me. So there was times when I was doing things right against Professor Muhammad, and he would let me like knee shield right through him, and I would put the blade right to his leg. And I'd wrap his head and I'd smash him, and he would let me, and then he would go, more, and he would go, yes, let me feel that pressure. That's the kind of pressure I want to make sure that you can give. So the privates that I had with Professor Muhammad really cleaned up my mistakes.
Yeah, the feedback.
Yeah, the feedback. And then, like, if I did get in a spot where I was applying pressure, he would actually tell me, give me all you got, apply all that pressure that you have. And then he would generally, yes, that's what I want to make sure that you're feeling. And then in other spots, he would do the same thing. He would apply the pressure on me, and I'd be like, okay, that's the pressure I don't want to feel.
Of course.
And so he ended up helping clean up my mistakes drastically, so that when I did end up at Master Worlds, in my stand-up game, it was amazing because I was never at one time in fear of getting off center line. And then when I was either in somebody's guard or somebody was in my guard, it even allowed me, like the guy that I saw, I think his name was Patrick McGurk from London, England. That guy weighed 260 pounds.
Ouch.
I weighed 190.
That's a handful to deal with. Giving up 60, 70 pounds, like that's
One of the mistakes he kept making was extending his arm and allowing me to get the pistol grip on his sleeve and pull him over.
That's tough.
So he kept having to defend that. And then when he'd pull himself upright, this arm would be extended and I'd trap that arm and I'd shoulder crunch that arm.
Yeah.
So the whole time this 260-pound guy is in my guard, I'm still thinking of what Professor Muhammad taught me. Do to him, make this guy pay for his mistakes. So every time that guy would take an arm and get it off center, boom, I'd pull him off center. I'd reach in deep collar, try for a collar choke. I ended up winning that match by advantage only because I was the only one attacking for the whole match. Yeah, I was attacking the whole time for that match.
There is one more question from Professor, but I think you answered it. I'm just going to read it for the sake of knowing that I did ask it. He said, also add, can you speak to the coaching style of Metro coaches and Professor Muhammad in your preparation? Was it fun, frustrating? Was it
Muhammad said, can you speak?
And he says, was it fun, frustrating? Did you dislike him at times? Can you share what other competitors, younger and older, might experience while going through this journey or training camp of pursuing success at the highest level?
That's funny.
But I think you pretty much answered.
If this was a courtroom, there would be like a gavel for a leading question for sure. But he did answer. Yeah, I mean he's pretty intense when, especially when you're with his peer group. You're his peer group. You know, you're his contemporary. And so getting you prepared for that is
if it was not, so when we first came in here, I started telling you how I used my best to apply Sun Tzu's Art of War.
Yeah, I'm pulling those up, by the way. But what principle are you thinking of?
You would have to put them up so I could read them again. I don't know. There's 21 of them. I don't know them in order.
I'll throw it on TV for you.
But when it comes to the coaches at Metro, if I didn't take the privates, I wouldn't have been able to clean up my game. Examples are we have students at Metro that do take privates. I'm going to use Sam Rena's daughter, Selena.
Mm-hmm.
She just dominated at a super fight match. How old is Selena?
I'd say
13,
11,
14, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Maybe she's small, so it throws me out. I'd say 12, maybe.
Is this the one that I did in that documentary series?
Yes.
Yeah, she's like 12, 13.
So Selena started taking privates, and within probably about, I don't know the exact time. Sam would know. Of course, he's her father, but I'm going to say within 3 to 5 months, everybody started noticing a difference in her game, and now she's dominating. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing everybody who's taking privates with the coaches, their game is excelling. Where you might think, well, I get enough jiu-jitsu, but if you want to compete and you really want to go after your game, I think that you should probably take a private with either Coach Muhammad, Coach Jimmy, or Coach Jabril. Because Coach Jimmy and Coach Jabril is going to teach you how to get your opponent off balance. And Coach Muhammad is going to, Professor Muhammad is going to clean up your mistakes. And he was very good at cleaning up. As far as privates, that would be one thing I would probably go to him one more time for is, hey, let's just roll. And same thing, tell me what I'm doing wrong or show me what I'm doing wrong and make me pay for it.
Yeah, the feedback of that.
That coaching style that he took with me during those couple private sessions that we had was amazing. And the same thing with Coach Jimmy Parks. The privates that I had with him, you know, he took them more seriously than I did. And there'd be a couple times like, come on, let's get back, let's focus back on what we're here for. What do you want to do? You know, and I would get off on a tangent. He would say, hey, stop, let's get back on track. So even Jimmy Parks is going to take it more serious than probably his own students are, because he did with me.
Yeah, he's got a lot of privates.
Now, I haven't had any privates with Coach Jabril, but I've been at classes where there's only been 4 students, and Jabril's teaching it at 12 noon on a Sunday, and same thing. He takes the time, puts the time and effort into you. He's not going to let you do it wrong. He'll make sure, and he'll even keep telling you, hey, no, got to do it this way, and this is why. He doesn't just say, no, you got to do it my way. No, this is how you do it, but this is why you do it. So I'm watching Coach Jabril teach privates with the other kids on Sunday before I get there, and it seems to be that those kids are the kids that are going on in tournament battle and dominating.
Yeah.
So the privates do help.
Oh, absolutely, without question.
Yeah.
And because you get, it's an extract. Everything's boiled down and tailored to you specifically, right? So you can get the job done without privates. It just takes more time and a lot more intention and discipline. Like you need to be self-aware enough to know, to your point, where the mistakes are, and that's something I'm always asking. Well, who had failure? Who had failure? I don't care if you won practice, right? Who had failure in this position?
It's fun to roll with Colin and Greg. I mean,
I don't have a lot of fun with it. It's not very fun for me.
I love to roll with Greg.
Greg is great. They're both good matches, but Colin is like, there's this who's that? There's a super villain where
you're a villain,
you just like you go to like catch him and they just apparate out they smoke appears and you
Mortal Kombat.
I want to say
his
it's like Marvel, like the twins and the guy who like he's just fast, he can run out, and so you think you've got him. And
Quicksilver.
Whoever, right? Quicksilver. Yeah, he died in I think Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
but
Quicksilver.
Yeah, and like that's kind of he's just not. I cannot get submitted. And I can like keep my base, right? But if I want to engage and do anything, dude, his mobility and speed and athleticism are difficult to deal with.
Don't apply pressure. Make him come to you. A little bit of the fight.
To me, like that kind of feel bitchy. Like
he's looking for that pressure.
I know. He is. He's looking to get under you. Yeah, I know. I learned that a while ago. Yeah. All right, so we're going to dive into a little bit of tape. We can't cover all three matches, but these are what's his name? It's Sun Tzu's?
Sun Tzu's Art of War.
All right, I'm brought back to Mulan here for a second, but that's an old book, Art of War. 21 Principles. Can you read this? Are you able to see this?
Yeah, I'm really good.
I'm gonna share this, by the way.
Yeah, so you don't need me to zoom in or anything.
No, right? I don't. I think I'm going to keep this. Let's see. Okay, cool. So... and you said you used every one of these or most of these?
Not every. You can't use every one course going into a jiu-jitsu match. But I learned about Sun Tzu's Art of War back in 1981. And
I'll move you. So I got you.
I had a class on it.
Know yourself and your enemy. So that you were talking about that pre-show. How'd you use that one for world training?
Well, let me line this up for you. So after following jiu-jitsu, I learned that IBJJF is a game.
It is, yeah.
And
unfortunately,
at first, I saw the game as chess. You make a move, I make a move. You make a move, I make a move, which is a good way to approach jiu-jitsu. Then as I started learning more about jiu-jitsu, I learned that if I applied the game of Go, do you know what the game of Go is?
No, not by that name.
So the game of Go is a game that's played in Asia, and it's where chess, you try to dominate the board with the most amount of pieces as possible in territory. The game of Go is the exact opposite. You try to dominate the board with the least amount of pieces. So how would you apply the game of Go in jiu-jitsu? Say you're in my guard in gi.
Yeah.
And I grab your arm, and then I reach over and I grab the lapel. With one hand, I have your arm, your lapel, and part of your upper body controlled. So according to the game of Go, I am using the least amount of real estate to control the most of your real estate. So I started applying the principles of Go to jiu-jitsu. And
that is jiu-jitsu. I mean, that's jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that unlocked a filter in my brain that allowed me to see jiu-jitsu in a different light. Now, here's the third thing. When it comes to IBJJF and you see it as a game, the third game I found in IBJJF jiu-jitsu was euchre.
Euchre. So there was a lot of
Do you play euchre?
I have played. I played enough euchre in my youth for a lifetime.
What is the
Most of it without Jaeger.
number one tricky move you can do in euchre that you trick somebody and you try to do and you try to get over in the game? Do you know?
It's where you try and pull the trump out, right?
Mark,
Steal the
I'm
deal.
So sorry, I'm an alien.
Oh, you allow stealing the.
Steal
That's
the
that
deal.
Southern euchre.
No, not
That's
Canadian euchre. And
whatever.
it's part of the game.
That's not
because
I mean,
what do you have when you have the deal? You have the advantage.
you get to pull up, pick
in
up an extra trump.
IBJJF, what do they allow? They allow an advantage. There's right on the scorecard. It's there. You get an advantage.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So if stealing the deal in euchre allows me advantage, how am I going to apply the game of euchre to jiu-jitsu, and what did I do to use this?
You say you're from Brazil.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
So in IBJJF, you have qualifiers. You have 1 star. I had to learn this. You have a 1-star qualifier, 3-star qualifier, and a 7-star qualifier. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Your ranking.
It's your multipliers.
Yeah.
So like a Detroit Open is a 1-star. That's a one-time multiplier. 3-star would be a PANS. That's a 3 multiplier for your points.
The value ranking,
Worlds.
for those watching, the value ranking they're placing on specific tournaments.
On the podium, yes.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's for your total overall points.
Right. Yep.
So if you win golds at Worlds, for example, it's 7 times 1 times 3 times 9.
7.
7 times 1 times 3 times 9.
What is the 7 is it's a 7 gold
So
multiplier.
the 7 is the multiplier.
What's the 1?
First place. Or no.
Oh, so
it's just that-
so 9 for first, 3rd for second,
Yeah,
1 for
9,
third.
yes.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And that's how. And it took. I didn't learn. I had to learn this.
Yeah.
I think in our gym, probably Jabril and Thaddeus are the only two that probably know what I'm about to explain.
They were even talking about the year
Yeah.
based on the they reset every X amount of years or something.
Yeah, it's
right?
on the physical years. It's resets every September 1st, right after Master Worlds. So right now your year starts over again in jiu-jitsu. And I had to learn that too. So as I start learning things, how can I steal the deal? So I started looking at my age bracket and I noticed, well, this guy's got 600 points. And I'm thinking that's impossible. So I started doing research. How did he get 600 points? Well, he got 600 points through his walk-offs.
There you go.
So
Pay to
not
play,
that I
baby.
want to expose IBJJF for a hole in their game.
Yeah.
But once I found a hole in the game and I found I could steal the deal and apply euchre, well, why not go to as many tournaments as I can where there's only 1 or 2 opponents? And that's what I did.
Yeah.
So I stole the deal to get to Master Worlds. But I still have to prove myself at Master Worlds.
Sure.
So what do? Now I have to use the principles of the art of war. Going into Master Worlds, you got number 1, know yourself and know your enemy. Self-awareness and understanding opposition is key to victory. Knowing myself. Now I'm overweight even at 90 pounds. I know this. I know that even though at one time I was 250, I still, even at 190 pounds, I'm still overweight. So is muscle going to be one of my number 1 strengths?
Probably not.
Probably not. What is going to be my opponent's number 1 strength? Knowing that I had done it the prior year and everybody I went up against was on TRT or testosterone or Anavar, D-ball, Trembolone, whatever they're taking. They could be bloodletting for all I know.
Are you allowed to blood dope?
Every person that I went up against the prior year was on some form of TRT.
What is it? Blood out?
Blood doping.
Blood doping.
Yeah, so
It's
should, in my opinion,
blood doping
it
is
should
what
be legal.
the Tour de France guy did.
I think it should be legal.
Is this just for jiu-jitsu or just in general?
But we're gonna ask for jiu-jitsu, but continue, Mark.
So knowing that, and it's kind of an odd sport at my age. Chances are at Worlds, I'm going to face my opponents are going to be divorced and spend their life in the gym. It's just the reality of it.
Interesting.
I'm married
Interesting.
and I don't spend my life in the gym. I don't do TRT.
Like,
I don't.
they're
do
going to be a
testosterone.
whole bunch of divorced, depressed jack dudes in the Masters 4 division.
The way God intended.
But when I was in the Marine Corps, one thing I had was an exceptional set of lungs. So when it says know yourself, I knew that I had an exceptional set of lungs. So I went to work on my lung capacity, and what I did was during my 3 days of hockey every week, I skated as hard as I could. I started back checking. Even the guys at hockey are like, "What the heck are you doing?" I've heard guys on the bench go, "I ain't got time for that crap. You know, I'm not gonna." So I just started skating as hard as I could. I would skate until my lungs would burn. And I told my wife this 2 weeks prior to going into Master Worlds. I was skating at hockey and I couldn't make my lungs burn. There was a time where I had forechecked. Oops, sorry, can't. There was a time I had forechecked, backchecked, forechecked, backchecked, and I thought, well, I'm going to make a change. And I'm like, no, my lungs aren't burning. I skated as hard as I could up and then skated as hard as I could back, changed anyway. My lungs weren't burning, and I said, I'm there. I've got the lung capacity now to do what I want to do. So know yourself and know your enemy. I knew that going into this, my opponents were going to be stronger than me physically, but I also knew that I was going to have a better lung capacity. So what can I do to take advantage of number one is drain their lungs. So if we do pull up any of the matches, you'll see that for the first 3 minutes, all I'm trying to do is stress their nervous system, punch them a little bit in the chest with the cross collar grip.
Let me actually. I am going to pull up this one with Terry Lee here.
Do you want me to tell you about the blood doping real quick?
Yeah. What blood doping pull up?
No, you cannot legally blood dope in jiu-jitsu competitions. The practice is banned by major organization bodies for ethical and medical reasons and carries severe penalties for athletes who are caught.
Interesting. All right. Okay, so here's Terry. This is your qualifier round, right?
Yeah, I'm in the green belt.
Yep. Okay. So
Do you want me to zoom in or is it necessary?
no, well, I'll share it for our.
Perfect.
Sorry, I always forget.
Then I'll just stick to you guys.
Hang on. Here we go.
I'm just going to talk and commentary what you hear. So my first match ever in IBJJF was 5 minutes long, and at the end of the match, I didn't even know if I was going to be able to move. My forearms were so tight, I couldn't use my arms. I was totally exhausted. That's my first match ever, 3 years ago. I remember leaving that match, sitting in the bullpen, and I looked at Professor Muhammad and Coach Jimmy, and I said, I don't even think I can do another match.
Yeah. Which tournament was that?
That was Worlds. And
So
it was 2023, Worlds 2023.
You look pretty unamused by this ref and this guy here. Just kind of patty caking a little bit.
So
It's laggy because we're streaming, but I see. So he's a big dude. You said you gave up 20 pounds on this bracket?
yeah, yeah, this is the is heavy, and I actually qualify for light heavy. I weighed in on the scale in my gi exactly 202, which is light heavy. So I would have exactly been 202. These guys can weigh up to 220.
He's big. Yeah, so you can tell he's getting. I see you playing the snap, the circling. You got the hand in the collar. He's just kind of hanging on to you.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be. Trying
Every
to do
time
much
I
of
feel
anything.
him get loose, I just try to poke him and punch him a little bit just to stress his nervous system. I want to keep him tight. I want his muscles to be tight. I want him to exhaust himself. And I'm trying to conserve as much energy as possible. If you see, I already have a penalty. And
You each got put for inactivity.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not even really worried about that because I actually know in my head that I'm going to wait until the last minute, and then I'm going to try and turn it on with everything that I have.
He doesn't look like he knows what's going on. He's
He's
I don't think
frustrated.
he understands. Yeah.
He's frustrated, and he's bleeding at this time.
So now we're halfway through the match, right?
Yeah.
He's bleeding?
Yeah, so he tried to jerk away from me at one time on my sleeve grip, and I take my hand, and when I get the sleeve grip, I turn my knuckles in really hard and turn that grip in, and he kept trying to pull away and break that grip versus naturally let the grip break. And every time he would do that, my knuckles were grinding into his wrist, and he ended up getting a tear in his skin right here.
So wait, do they not? Are you allowed to bleed in these
Oh, he
situations?
bled all over that gi.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I mean, like if it's like moderate, like it's there's obviously not spilling blood on the mat. If you busted like Jimmy busted his eye open at Worlds, and
Well, like in the UFC, for example, like they just let those guys bleed.
yeah, they won't let you bleed here. Like, but you can't. I don't think the ref can see.
So you grind.
Can you pause it just for a second?
Yeah.
Oh, right by the leg sweep. Nice.
So you can't see it, and if you'll look, see the guy in the Gracie Baja gi right there, right behind him, next to him, the girl in the black is my next opponent for the finals.
This dude.
No. So
This may be a dumb question. Are you allowed to, like, are the
Fast
different
forward.
genders allowed to compete?
No.
here's his coach. Fast forward a little bit. This guy right here.
Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead and
that dude is. And he's in your division.
The blue belt?
Keep going. No.
This guy.
No. keep
Oh,
going.
okay.
Mark, that guy looks like an Avenger.
I was like, damn. Like I don't want anything to
All right,
do
right
with that.
here. So this guy who's talking to the referee,
I
that
see.
guy, he's already won his match.
I
he's already in
see.
the finals.
I see.
I have to get to the finals.
Where's your spy?
Right here.
So here's Joey
And
Hurst.
he can hear them talking.
So we got Joey over here. Can I zoom in on it? Can I zoom?
Do you want me to zoom in?
No, it's fine. Because I'm screen sharing through the platform here. So so here's Joey, and he's watching your match as he's filming your match, and then you got this TRT'd out, goon
Right.
talking to is that a ref?
Yeah, and I don't know why the ref is talking to them.
Did he? Is
It
he from Brazil?
it might be because he's 1 foot outside of the bullpen.
Let's see what. They painted away. He does, dude. He's like, he's got like the jarhead buzz cut and everything.
Oh, he's a Marine.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
okay.
a Marine. He showed up with his high and tight. But at this time, Joey's telling me that he's telling his coach and him are talking about how bad they're going to beat me. Like I'm not even a.
Really?
Yeah, according to Joey, they were talking like I was just a piece of dust on the mat.
Talking mad smack.
Yeah.
Look at it. Low. So here they are. Right. Yeah, you can see him right here, kind of like in the corner. All right. I want to see it. That's interesting. And Joey's listening to it, huh? Good for you.
Yeah, he's listening to the whole thing.
Look, you see him. Yeah, because you can see them talking about your grip.
Yeah, he's trying to tell him to, according to Joey, he was trying to tell him how to wrist lock me on that cross collar grip. And you know that, where you grab the elbow
I
and
mean,
you pull it in.
I've never seen it done, had it done to me, or done it to anyone else. I take it back. I've seen it done.
I'm a wrist locker, so I have to-
Kaiki did it.
Is that Aaliyah over there with the blue
Yes.
gi?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Look at you. There's like 4 pixels on this video. That you were able to pick her out is impressive.
Jimmy Swallow's there too in a green T-shirt,
Yeah,
but he's over here on the other
he's
side.
right behind you guys. So we got this right here, and then so
And this may be a dumb question, coaches.
Jimmy wears that T-shirt to like every tournament. Like
So
it's
does Coach Mo.
yeah,
the green one,
that's crazy.
with the boonie hat.
Yeah. What's up?
Coach Mark, you're wearing like a green and yellow belt?
So
Oh,
if you
yeah.
have matching gis going into your match, one
okay.
person is selected to wear a belt so the referee knows who's who.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know them.
That's a good question. So that dude, he's there. Yeah, they're talking about your grip in the meantime, and you can tell your opponent's getting gassed.
Oh, so I feel him right about now. I actually feel him like, and that's when I pull him down and flip him over me. I
yeah.
forget what that move's called.
It's called a whoop ass move.
Kind of a hook flip.
And then he taps to pressure.
Dude,
He said,
congrats.
he said his shoulder crinkled. I talked to him. He's a good guy. He's a real nice guy.
Round of applause to Coach Mark.
I go over. I try to help him up.
Look at these blue belts going at it. The adult division, man.
Coach Mark, you're such a sportsman.
So
He is, isn't he a gentleman? He makes you feel like I'm okay losing to this guy. Like I can lose to this guy.
had
That's
this guy had beat me, he'd have went on and won it.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was strong.
Yeah, he looks strong. So let's go on to. I'm gonna pull into the
No one's gonna beat Coach Mark.
These are so. I'll go to your next match.
So hold on. Let's go to number 6. See number
Use
6 where it says
deception.
use deception.
Use deception strategically.
Appear weak when you are strong and strong when you are weak. So knowing that going into this next match, this guy already, in his mind, had me mollywopped.
It is. Who was the next dude? So you had with Terry Lee. Is it this Phil guy? Is it Phil?
It says finals.
Let's see. Is it this?
Yeah, that's him.
This is him?
So
Look at you look.
blow the screen up. I want everybody to see something really quick.
I got you.
Wait a minute. Back up. Go to the beginning. Go back. All the way to the beginning.
Give it a second. There's a lot. I'm asking a lot of my computer.
I love how excited Coach Mark gets.
So you can't
Look at
it's
his
hard-
hands. Look at his hands right
It's
now.
hard to see it on my face, but I literally have this look on my face like I'm scared to death of this guy on purpose. So I'm kind of looking like this. On purpose.
I gotta
want
say.
this guy
I
to
gotta
think-
see. Does anyone have any other?
Dude,
I
got
want
that
this
just
guy
in
to
time.
think that
Mind
he
games.
I'm scared of him.
Shaking hands.
So that's the art of deception.
This guy looks like who's the main evil like Cobra Kai instructor?
Oh, that's Reese.
Crease.
Bertha calls him Reese.
oh
She even
my-
put his. You ought to see him on the podium.
Oh
he
my
looks just
gosh.
like Reese.
Duff Lundgren, bro. This guy looks intense.
So anyway, I nicknamed the praying mantis. Watch his takedown style here. That's what I nicknamed him, the praying mantis. He's
That's
got no
funny.
collar. He's not. Doesn't
What
have
is
any
he
type
doing?
of collar protection.
I think he.
Guys, is that a real technique or is he just doing that for show?
I don't know. I've never seen the praying mantis.
I think it was more like. I mean, I could see him not to try and keep you from getting insides and to be able to swat anything away.
I mean, normal collar technique is here, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you're here.
It does look silly, right?
He was like this.
yeah.
Like I would never approach someone in the street with that.
So knowing that he was going to try and wrist lock my cross collar right.
So Joey, just to fill in, Joey reported to you the conversation they had after your first
which
match.
is another
Use spies.
another
And
principle
intel,
of the
Art of
Sun
War.
Tzu's Art of War is you use spies. So Joey tells me what they're working on. I keep faking this cross collar grip. Hopefully he's trying to go for the wrist lock so I can grab the other side.
Yeah, wrist lock is so difficult.
And if you notice, I don't give him cross collar. I go same collar.
And because you're gripping higher though on
Yes.
the like so for the wrist lock it needs to be right around the pec area,
Yep.
like pec, yeah. So it's not gonna happen. Man, this dude.
And it's kind of boring. You could probably fast forward to the 2-minute mark because this is all we do is same thing. I'm just trying to stress his. I'm just trying to stress his central nervous
So you've got
system.
yeah.
to
So
wear him
look
out.
at his posture right now. He's there. Joe Breeza when he caught on Wednesday he calls this the
He's
whole.
foot heavy. He's
The
one-
whole
yeah.
look at his shoulders. Just drop
Yeah.
a line right here, like this right here. Like he's honestly a snap down would have done the trick, but you do kind of a steer the boat. Dude,
Yeah,
he
well-
is so look at that. That's not where you want to be.
No, the
That's
whole
not
time
where you
I'm
want to
thinking
be.
collar drag here too, but I couldn't get to the collar.
That is that, and it could just be fatigue. He had a match, right, or he had a bye.
He had one match.
Okay, so you're each one match in. Yeah, he's not liking your.
Mark, I'm so sorry. Can you please pronounce your last name?
Lazinski.
Yeah, you were not kidding, Coach Fox. That's like every letter.
Yeah,
You got all 26 in there.
it's Italian. He said.
So here we go. That's when I pulled him around, jerked him down, and I finally got my 2
That's
points.
all.
for the
That's all it
takedown.
took. It was just effectively a snap. That yeah, because his posture was so poor. His nose over toes, as they say.
Now, what was bad for this guy in this fight? I don't know if you have volume, but once I took him down, his coach
It might be on the
coached him
TV.
into points. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know what? Hang on.
There we go. I hear something.
Yeah, is it on the? It's through the TV, but that's all right. So you got your takedown pass.
I
your
got the
takedown
2 for the takedown.
Yeah. Oh, cool. They zoomed in. That was nice. I was like, come on, boys.
The camera guy
Is that
woke
his
up.
coach?
No, his coach is where your cursor is.
Yeah, so that's
he's
his coach,
yeah,
eh?
Yeah, he's peeking through the black thing. He's yelling at him.
Is that illegal?
Now, he
I mean,
tells him
no
to
one's
go
gonna say
belly
anything.
down, and I'm listening to his coach. Well, go belly down. I'll take your back.
Yeah.
So he goes belly
Why
down.
did he tell? Hang on. Wait. Well, where was he? Where was he?
Right here. His coach is yelling at him to go turtle.
Oh, because he did. Well, go turtle, but like
He
not
should have
not
been
belly.
regarding.
Yeah,
what
not.
he should have done was brought his right knee inside and regarded.
Yeah,
That's
but
what he should have done.
What's your left? You have the collar with your left hand? Are you
Yeah,
set up? Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think of how to flip him over for like a bow and arrow right there for
Yeah.
some reason. But the same thing, now that I got here, I'm still trying to set up the bow and arrow. If you see my hand, see how I'm trying to grab the
Oh,
collar?
I see it for sure.
So I'm still trying to set up the bow and arrow.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
still trying to pull the collar down.
Nah, Coach
They gave you points for that, huh?
Yeah, for back, I got back take. I got both hooks in. So here,
No, I don't know. I'm impressed. I'm impressed they gave Mark Lazinski points on that bet.
That was legit.
Because you're on the side a little bit.
but if you didn't see the first part,
Boom.
I roll him over.
So
He's rolled over the back. He don't have his back to the mat. I got both his shoulders off the mat.
Yeah.
He has to have his shoulders to the mat.
Is that called is what you're doing with your legs right there? Is that a body lock?
Not quite, but I was thinking body lock actually in my head if I could get it on him. But I got short legs for a body lock.
Yeah,
But I'm glad he did this. Here his
Back to
coach
the
is telling him what to do, and I'm like, well, if he does that, I'm just going to go to mount.
I mean, you're clearly dominating him here.
he's tired.
This is the guy that was going to mollywop me.
That 2-on-1. Dude, that 2-on-1. Yeah, that wrist ride, that's so
Dude,
difficult.
Mark,
to
I'm
deal
watching
with.
you. I'm watching you maul a man right now.
See, I'm tightening up his collar.
Yeah.
I'm still wanting to get that bow and arrow.
That bow and arrow, I see, you could still,
And then
you're fighting this
Terry
through.
Williams yells, free your foot and you get 4 more points. So I free my foot and I get another 4 points.
I wish we could zoom in more on Mark's face. He's just so like locked in.
Yeah. If you had cut this foot across, your bow and arrow was there. Oh yeah, you got it. Yeah, because that bow and arrow is violent. Once that foot cuts across the body.
Is that a good idea? Like locking your feet like
No,
that?
see,
On the outside, it's cool.
Yeah, on
not
the
between their
outside's
legs.
Well, it was between
Yeah.
his legs for like a split second,
Yeah.
man. He could have caught that.
Nah, I'm fully aware of having my feet crossed.
Mark's like, I would get him, Keanu. Don't you worry. I'd bring the home. I'll bring the home the victory.
If he would have went for something like that, he'd have been choked.
Yeah, you would have killed him. No, Mark, you could have at any point here. I feel like you're just playing with your food.
So here's where my mistake comes. I see how I'm looking at the clock, and then I go to S mount. I bring my foot up. I go to S mount, and I should have went for the Kimura. I tried to submit him there with pressure. It didn't work. He was obviously tougher than I thought.
Was this guy also ex-Marines?
Yeah,
or?
he's a Marine, infantry Marine too. I like the guy. He's a good guy. After the fight, and I got to know him, I actually liked him. But knowing that he was telling his coach he was going to mollywop me and using the F word towards me.
Oh, he was talking mad smack.
Yeah, he used the F word like, I'm going to F this guy up. He's nothing. Look at what a F and P is.
Was he just like upset because you mauled his boy? I mean,
This is the guy that was talking. The coach wasn't doing the talking shit. He was.
but the guy before this, the bald
see,
guy.
see right here, you watching the fight? Mm-hmm. Look at the Kimura I could have had on this guy versus waiting to go for an arm bar.
Oh.
I think the armbar was the better option.
Do you?
I don't think so.
He was waiting for it, and I was
So
too
your
slow
your
on it.
Kimura
I would have stepped over his head.
because you're an S mount now. Yeah,
I would've stepped
I
over his
would.
head.
Let me see. Let me rewind it back.
I would have taken my right foot, stepped over his head, and then Kimura'd him behind the back.
I think that would have.
And here's another thing. I didn't push on the face when I went for the arm bar. That's what I didn't do. Look where my hand is. It's on the mat.
Part
It's not on
of
his
it
face.
is so a couple things here, right? Like they're they see how shallow this is. Like you
Yes.
see where your elbow is.
Not near
when
deep
I'm
enough.
throwing this,
All
like
the way
if
in.
I'm going for the armbar, I like to scoop it, but I also really like the Kimura grip from here. So like I would like to see the Kimura grip, even if I'm going for the armbar, because then to your point, because now you can use your forearm to pry his face down, and you have all of the pressure of that Kimura, so that when you step over here in just
I
a
do
second,
put my forearm on his face. And
yeah,
push
I like
down
that.
on it
I
a
like
little
that.
bit.
I would throw. The only thing I would add is throw your right leg over your arm and his wrist right here. So literally collapse and break it all down.
Yeah, and I should have leaned more forward. See, I'm leaning back.
I can tell he exploded into you, didn't he?
He was waiting for it
Yeah,
the whole
so
time.
that's true. That's why a lot of times I will, yeah. I mean, it's tough because you're the man in the arena here. So I just always try to put extra cooking pressure, which is why I
And
will.
I should have. I wish I'd have just scooped it up nice and tighter, like you said. I was loose. It was loose.
Only thing, you see how your butt is directly down here? Mm-hmm. If you imagine if you just shifted your weight this way,
Yeah,
to
that's what I
shifted your
said.
weight and everything so
Yep.
that you're at like a 45.
Yes.
Now, like you're lifting
have
him
to-
up off
yep.
the, yeah. So
Totally agree.
I do have a quick question though.
Yep.
Just out of inexperience, I haven't been to a tournament. There's 24 seconds left of the match.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The score is 14 to your.
he's got a sub mark to win.
So my question is there any way at this point with that time that this guy could turn it around on Mark?
He has to submit me.
He'd pretty much have to, because best, like in this case, even if he comes up, breaks and passes the guard and holds it for 3 seconds, he gets 3 points.
Oh, so
and let's say he takes it to mount, he gets 4 more points and holds it for 3 seconds. And let's say he goes again and takes it to back mount. He gets 4 more points. That's 4, 8, 11, and 14. So like he has to submit Mark.
So
you know.
I'm just so I understand this. If he gets Mark to tap in some miracle move, that automatically
Instant win.
forfeits all your points.
Yes.
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Submission outweighs points.
Always, yeah.
You're done. Your fight's over.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, so it's an instant, which is why my personal thing of like why I love jiu-jitsu, because I don't know how you play a lot of board games.
Yes.
I love like the game is not over till it's over.
Yes.
And I love board games with like
I bet you're evil in Monopoly, man.
I hate Monopoly, but
Like, sorry.
Monopoly, because Monopoly is I love I like strategy games like
Risk.
not like Risk
Stratego.
I'm gonna bring this back here.
Risk.
I like
I love Risk.
board games like with overpowered question marks. So Catan is one, right? Like there's kind of a luck factor to it. Ticket to Ride is another one. Carcassonne is another one. And there's these things which can be completely out of your control and entirely change, like until like it's a full landslide reversal. That's why the game is not over till it's over, and that's why I love jiu-jitsu. And to me, like that is the greatest parallel to, let's say, life, right? Like you're like, dude, listen, till you're like 6 feet under, like it's not over yet, So that's my personal thing of there's nothing, because if you have a quarter left of football and you're down 55-0, why am I going to finish this quarter, dude? Like what's the point? Like, can we just call it like a mercy rule? But jiu-jitsu is
There's still a chance.
There's
And you'll
always a
see-
chance, dude.
There's
warrior sport.
When I went for the arm bar, of course, he's waiting for me to set it
I'll
up.
flip it back here. Yep.
I actually lose position, but I don't allow him to get position.
Right. Yeah, he was waiting. Yeah, you could see.
So if you'll watch, I hold his sleeve. I don't know what the ref was thinking about time here. They add 10 seconds onto the clock after he does this. See how I have his arm? Technically, I still have a guard. Technically. Even though he has position on me, I still have his arm wrapped up with my leg in a lasso.
What just happened there,
Position.
Mark?
He's pulling us back to the middle of the
Okay.
match. So the match should have been over. But his coach or something complained about something.
There's some sort of like sabotage insider trading going on here.
They added 11 seconds to the clock, put me in the down position. But I made sure I had that arm. That was my only gripe. I wanted that arm. I knew if I had that arm, there was no points he was
But
gonna
you
score.
regain your position. They don't just take your
Yeah.
position away.
And he tries hard to submit me. He's like he goes for it really hard. Watch. And I'm like, no, buddy, you can choke me out. I'm not yet. You got 5 seconds, dude.
Are you just in the back of your mind just going, oh wow.
Actually, I'm thinking there's nothing you can do to win this match.
No, there's nothing. Like it's not gonna.
Dude, he's got your head there.
He's
Is that-
But he has nothing. He just has a figure
He
four in my head.
has nothing. Yeah. He literally was just trying to like punk Mark and put extra pressure with his.
and his titties came out, bro. Come on, gross.
Look at the difference in his body physique, though, compared to mine. I mean, I stand up right now. I got a fat roll on me.
Mark, you are in shape. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah,
So.
I'm one
barrel-chested.
chunky monkey.
All right. So as we go, so that's the semis, and What's he?
Dude.
He can't hear. He had his hearing
Was he
blowed
about to
out.
like
and
engage again?
I think in Afghanistan. No, actually, he's a
gotcha.
Marine, and he did time, and he had his hearing taken away from him. So
Who is this? Next is Philip Neeson. Was
no,
that the finals?
That one.
Was
So-
that the finals?
Yeah, that was the finals.
Okay. So all right.
Yeah, congratulations, Mark.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Ken.
That's
Fun.
right.
It was fun. It was
So-
fun to do.
Incredible
Fun to be a
technique.
part of.
Mohammed says.
What?
I'm just seeing. I'm
Steal
seeing
the
steal
deal.
the deal only in America. I don't know what to-
Is that what he said? Steal the deal. Only
I'm
in
gonna guess he's
America?
never played euchre. Like it's kind of like a Michigan like Southern card game. We played it at lunch like all the time, dude.
I will say I really admire like the bromance between you and Professor Muhammad. Like
Oh, he's one of my favorite people in the whole world.
I can tell you guys have a really strong bond.
They well, it's there. What's the cliche? Beware of an old man who's in an activity where young men quit.
Oh shit, I like that.
Yeah, I
Yes.
never understand the sales when they come in and you're trying to get somebody and they say, "Well, my shoulder hurts," or "My knee hurts."
Hey, Mark, come here. I'm just gonna start doing that. Hey, all right, cool. Yeah, hang on one second, Coach Mark. Gotta see real quick.
This shoulder's been operated on. This knee is shot.
We're all hurt.
I'm
We're
missing-
all hurt.
I'm missing a third of my L5 disc. I mean, so Joey Hurst is an example. Kids started, you remember, JD took off really well,
Shout out
did
to
really
Joey.
good. Lucy doing really good. And I'm talking to Joey, I've known him since he was 5 years old himself. And I'm like, why don't you do this, Joey? Well, my shoulder and my knees are.
Yeah.
Right? And I said, Joey, who are you talking to? I said, at this time, I go, I'm 62 years old.
Yeah.
I said, every single one of my joints ache every single morning when I get up. And he goes, you know what? You're right. And I told him, I go, come on in here and sign up right now. And he did. He walked in. And now if you talk to Joey, his shoulders don't hurt anymore. His knees bother him a little bit. But he says this is the best thing that's happened to
Listen,
him.
dude, you're gonna hurt. Inactivity will hurt. Complacency will hurt. Comfort hurts. Like if you imagine just like we went. Amanda and I went on it was a short cruise, right, back in the day, and all they had was a gym. And the cruise, it's a really difficult environment for me because the whole thing is like, it's just the whole thing is based around excessive. This is like would be your experience at slightly different. Was it Comic-Con you went to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I told you about that.
And you're just like, dude, like he's, and was that you were relatively new to America when you came through?
Oh yeah, I'd only been here for like
And you
a
were
year and a
like, it
half.
was just so depressing to see that this is how people spend their time and the money. And a cruise, like it's just like, as much as you can eat, as much as you can drink, like it's all about you and pleasure. I'm like, that is so unfulfilling. Like that's not the thing, Amanda and I talk. Like my plan is to never retire. Am I always going to have my foot on the gas like I am today? No.
You don't want to either.
I don't want to. But to your point about you being quote unquote retired, but then you still have like a firearm business, and you still do. You still like coach hockey, coach jiu-jitsu. Like, so you're not not required to be anywhere 9 to 5 at a formal job, but that's what retirement looks like to you is you craft your own day. I think, dude, like you're going to be hurt whether you're active or inactive. Just choose which it's from. My legs are sore. My shoulder is wrecked. I'm pretty sure I got a pinched nerve, right? Like my neck is pretty jacked. But when I don't lift or don't train or don't do any of that, I'm in equal pain, just different areas. And I feel worse about myself. So
On the broader spectrum, I really hope that I could show other people my age that they can get out and be more active. You don't have to let your mind outweigh the decisions that your gut is making, because your gut is telling you to get active. Your gut is out there telling you to get healthy. Your gut is out there telling you to be a better person, while your mind is telling you to take the easy way out.
What do you think? There's always a point, and I've encountered this at several points in my life. I'm sure you've encountered it more so. Like there comes a point between idea or concept, and maybe there could be a part of someone they just don't know. They don't know jiu-jitsu exists, and then they hear something like, "Oh, you have PTSD? Jiu-jitsu can help with that. Oh, you have mental health, jiu-jitsu can help with that." And then it gets repeated enough again, and then they're like, "Oh, that's an idea." I should try that out. So now it's like an interest, and ultimately there comes a point of decision making. To get in, because no gym is signing you up over the phone, right? Like they're like coming in, do a class, So when it comes to the point of decision, why do you think people don't enroll?
Well, people give many different reasons.
I mean, the main reasons are time, money, and energy. If it's a kid, time, money, and my kid doesn't like it.
I hear a lot of people say money. I don't believe in any of those excuses, because if you really want to do something, you'll find the time for it. And if you really want to do it, you'll find the money for it.
If it was, if jiu-jitsu was $1,500 a month, then I would buy the money excuse.
Yeah, it's very comparable to what people are paying in hockey. I mean, I don't know offhand what AAA is paying right now, but I'm going to guess they're paying about $500 a month to play AAA.
Yeah.
And then AA, you're probably paying close to $350 to $400 a month to play hockey.
Yeah. And hockey is an expensive sport, but to your point, like it becomes a value proposition. What is the value proposition? And people play, hundreds of thousands of people play hockey.
And there again, I've played both. So is hockey going to help me in my life if I need it and I'm in danger? Or is jiu-jitsu going to help me in my life if I need it and I'm in danger? So if you take a look back at just those two, and if I would have done hockey my whole life and jiu-jitsu my whole life, the one that's going to benefit me the most is going to be the jiu-jitsu. The hockey's going to be fun and enjoyable.
Directly in terms of your, and to play devil's advocate, in terms of your physical safety.
Everything.
Yeah.
So here's a benefit that I think a lot of people don't see in hockey. We have our brain and we have our gut. They both make decisions for us. If you do something bad, you'll feel it in your gut. Oh, why did I do that? What jiu-jitsu does is it causes the brain and the gut to in sync with each other. When you're out there on the mat and you're fighting and somebody's trying to choke you out, your brain can't override your gut instincts, and your gut instincts cannot override your brain. So the more you are doing jiu-jitsu, the more you are on the mat, and the more you are fighting for your life, the more the brain and the gut learn they have to work together. And when your brain and your gut starts working together, your life changes dramatically. It's on a whole new level. Once your brain and your gut stops arguing. And what I mean by that, here, I'll give you an example. I'm going to get up and run tomorrow. I'm going to get up and run 5 miles. So you get up tomorrow morning and you get up and your brain says, oh, man, I don't want to run 5 miles. But your gut is sitting there going, come on, let's go, let's go. Let's run this 5 miles. You need this. But your brain is going to take that path of least resistance like water. And if you listen to your brain's always going to find the easy way out. If you listen to your gut's always going to steer you in the right direction.
When you're saying gut, are we talking like inner voice?
Gut instincts, your inner voice, the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, your gut instinct.
The Holy Spirit told me to run.
Whatever you want to call it. People call it me.
All right, the gut threw me out. Yeah, okay. Got it.
So it's your gut instinct.
Yeah.
It's where it comes from. We have 2 central nervous systems, right? We do have
Who
one
is
in
your
our
master? What do you want me to say? Jesus?
Right. So if we listen to our brain is always going to take the easy way out.
Yeah, that I agree with.
It'll show us how to take the easy way out too. It'll often talk us into taking the easy way out. And then the minute we don't do that, whatever we were going to do, say if I plan on running Thursday morning for 5 miles and I don't do that, Thursday afternoon, my gut's going to let me know that I failed myself. Somewhere deep down inside, I'm going to be like, man, I wished I would have did that.
So there is
Jiu-jitsu brings your mind and your gut together. And the more you do it, the more it centers you. That's why people that do jiu-jitsu walk around with a more centered being about themselves, because unknowingly to themselves, they have purposely forced their brain and their gut to work together.
So I think it's really interesting what you're touching base on. And would you, I know I can speak for myself, can't speak for you. Would you say people become more, I don't want to say risk tolerant, but the decision making becomes so much easier? Because if we're like, what's everyone afraid of? They're afraid of making a what?
A bad decision.
A bad decision, whether you're buying a house, car, girlfriend, whatever the heck. You're like, oh, what if it goes wrong? If everything goes the worst it can go, there's physical conflict. Like, it's a fight. Like, that is and I could say maybe worse than getting in a fight with a human would be like a black bear or something.
Exactly my point when I'm talking to you. Your decision making now is coming from both the gut and the brain working copacetically together versus the brain trying to run everything. And we often let the brain run everything. Why? Because we feel that's where we see the world through our brain, even though we have just as much instinct and character coming from our gut. Actually, that's where your instinct and your character comes from. Is the thinking down here in our heart. How do we think with our heart?
There's a dude I saw. I disagree with a large portion of his stuff. He's like a mind coach. He looks like a naked mole rat, but his whole premise is like, he might be blind, dude. I don't know. Like, he's just like, he talks like this, and I swear his eyes are closed. He's kind of like, he's got some weird new age worldview. But one thing that he always asks people is, he's like, all of human behavior is, we're not going to continue to do something that we don't believe benefits us, because everyone is going to do things that is in their own best interest.
Motivating.
But whatever, motivating. But so so you and people talk about like things like drinking or smoking or gambling or whatever, like these vices, right? He's like, what is the payoff? How do you believe? It doesn't have to actually benefit you. You have to believe it benefits you. So in what way, what is the reward that you're getting from this behavior? What is the reward that I'm getting from drinking 3 alcoholic beverages every night? What is the reward? Well, the reward is I get the stress, okay. Now, what does it actually do? So there's the story, and there's the dichotomy, right? There's the story of, I don't want to run 5 miles. Like, it'll hurt. I could get injured. Oh, I got a lot to do today. Like these are stories you tell yourself. And then the reality is, dude, 5 miles takes longer, but like it'll take 35 minutes. So if you just went to bed 45 minutes early, you'd have the time, or that project doesn't actually need to be done today, or whatever it actually is. And I think a lot of people there, to your point about, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have whatever. Dude, we're talking about $49 a week on average. You've been to Chipotle lately? Like
it's
that's
one meal.
Yeah, right. If it's just you and someone else, it's like double that if you got kids. So they talk themselves out of good decisions all of the time. It's to the point. It's like, I made a huge post about this, about parent. I don't like at some point. I'm like, dude, just sit with your own decisions. I'm not here to try and talk you out of it, because I don't care. Like, if you don't care enough about yourself, why should I care about you? Because clearly, like, you're not very good at making decisions. And if I were to talk to you how I actually want to talk to you, how I talk to my wife and my kids and my siblings and my friend, my boys, right? Like if you're like, hey, if I saw you put on 50 pounds, and this happened, one of our old members, I'll call him. You remember Austin?
Yes. Lariba?
I wasn't going to name his last name, but we did.
I was trying to make sure we're talking about the same
so
I can't beat that.
we were going to have to do it. I don't know if I just finished it. Dude, put on like 80 pounds. Yeah, and I saw him.
But Austin is the type of person that if you were to say, "Hey, Austin, what's that?" He would probably jump right in the gym.
I literally saw. So he waited on us at this was a couple years ago when I first saw him, and I saw him now. I see him recently. He'll be coming back. I guarantee within 6 months he'll be back in the gym. I'm working on him, but like I immediately. Because he's like my boy, like, and he would
have been a killer.
Dude,
if
and I was like, Austin, and he was waiting on us, sir. He's like, hey, good to see you guys. I was like, dude, and I got up from the table, I don't even think I got up from the table. I was like, are you okay? Like, dude, and I just say like that's all, and he's like, yeah, I know, and I gotta be, and I could tell I made him uncomfortable, and I ended up went to go apologize because I shouldn't have done publicly. I was like, dude, I'm sorry. It just caught me off guard. Like, dude, like that would be like if I put on 60 pounds, that's what type of shape he was in. Like he was strong.
Yeah,
he was
there.
He was a boxer, like just strong, motivated, driven. And to see him kind of let himself go like that, and so he's like, you know what, coach, I know you had a good heart for it. Like to me, like that's something that to have that uncomfortable conversation versus someone lets you, maybe you caught him before he put on another 50, like
Right.
That is, I don't know how to. Have you ever had an incident like that where you've had to approach someone, like you see them making poor decisions for themselves and you're like, hey, listen, I can't necessarily change or stop you, but I want you to know that where I think you're headed and I think you should stop. Have you ever had to have a conversation like that with someone? How many times have you, I should clarify, how many times have you had to have a conversation like that?
It's really weird because this brings up something that actually just happened at Master Worlds in Vegas. Aaliyah and Joey and I are walking back from you know how they have the
I don't know where
center?
this conversation's going, but it is live on YouTube.
Yes.
So if there's anything I don't know. I have no idea what's about to be said, but it is
Well, you were
live.
talking about incidences where I had to address something where, and this is kind of like
This is not going to paint them in a poor light. No.
No.
Okay. Good.
No.
Glad.
I literally couldn't stop it if I tried.
I was on my phone to my wife, and we're walking from the convention center to the hotel, and it's all inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I didn't know it, but there was a jiu-jitsu father, and Ali and Joey were there. I wasn't paying attention at the time, and he was literally belittling his kid for losing the match. Screaming at him and yelling at him.
Not one of ours.
No.
Yeah.
He was giving his son down the road for at least a football field's distance while I'm walking behind him.
Chewing him out.
Aaliyah starts filming it like this guy is, hopefully he don't hit his kid in front of anybody kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. And then Joey brings it to my attention, and I'm like, I'm on my phone to my wife.
Yeah,
I'm a blue belt.
You're stoked.
I don't know what this guy is. He could be a legitimate black belt killer.
Yeah.
When you're at those places, you don't know who you're
you have
standing
no
against.
idea,
That's why
right.
that's so humble. But I do witness this guy giving his kid down the road. It was bad.
How old was the kid?
I'm going to say kid was 7 at most, maybe even 6.
Why?
Dude.
Yeah, and the kid's upset and crying, and he's just saying stuff like, example, not what we worked on, not what I showed you to do. I need you to effing do it the way I taught you to do it.
Jesus Christ.
Dude.
And there's really
Yeah.
only us and this father and son around, so I had
That
to
stuff
do
makes
what
that stuff makes my
I
blood
had to
boil.
do what my gut feeling told me to do, and
You engaged?
I engaged.
Oh.
So
Well, like just in general, like here in the United States. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, how do you go up to another father and tell him how to parent his own kid?
That's the cardinal sin. Now, if it was me, I would. And if you came up to me and I was doing something like that, I would assess it really quick. An elderly dude is rebuking someone into thank you, but I've got this. It's kind of like I've never, like it's not how I
Well,
coach
you've
my
also
kids.
never
right?
belittled your kid, right?
I had, so I'm not going to say I've never yelled at my kids. And
No, belittled, sorry.
I have belittled my kids privately and then apologized to them afterward. Because kids can make you so angry. Like I'm not going to sit here holier than thou and be like, I've never belittled my kids. I've been like, Landon does some dumb stuff.
He has
he has done some really dumb things. But I've what the disappointment of the things that they is their behavior. I'm like, just think it through, dude. Like we didn't give that any thought. If my kid just went out and competed at the world tournament. Do you know how proud I am that he even stepped on the mat?
and should be.
Even stepped on the mat, dude. I don't care if you get subbed 5 seconds in. Like I love, and that's my whole thing. I don't coach him. I love watching you do jiu-jitsu. I love watching you do jiu-jitsu. Did we give it 100%, bud? No, I don't think I gave 100%. All right. Well, next time we gotta do more. So you engage. Sorry,
As I'm
apologies.
approaching the guy, I have choices I have to make, of course.
How big is this, dude? Paint the picture. Set the scene.
I'm nervous.
I'm gonna
for you.
say,
I'm picturing it. It's Cyborg.
actually,
He was.
he's no.
250.
Close to he was probably about
6'7".
exactly Keanu's size.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah,
Maybe-
you're.
Maybe a little bit more.
I feel a little better than if it was Cyborg. Okay.
Maybe probably put a little bit longer time in the gym and on the mats than Keanu.
For anyone who's wondering, I'm 5'6", like 173.
Yeah, I would say this guy was probably about 5'6" and 170 pounds.
What do his
I probably
ears
had
look
him.
like?
He was probably about 35. Maybe, probably about 35.
Yeah, he.
So half my age.
Okay. All right.
So as I'm approaching him, I have two choices. One, I can just look at him and say, dude, this isn't how you treat your kid in public with people watching. My first instinct was to say, buddy, and I didn't care.
Yeah.
Even if he could have whooped my butt, I'm going to stop him from belittling his kid. Take it out on me.
And the kid's gonna get the message too. I get the continue. Go ahead.
So as I'm going up to him, I say, okay, Lord, what am I going to do? I'm obviously committed to stopping this, what I consider to be a heinous act on his kid.
How far in front is he? I'm getting a little nervous listening to this.
I'm
I can't.
closing the door. Aaliyah videotaped the whole thing.
Mark,
So
the only reason I'm nervous is because I worked at a movie theater for 4 years, and I've had to engage with parents who
it was a rough situation.
I had a one just quick story. I had a guy walk out of a theater. His kid was like crying and being a little bit of a nuisance, and he just straight up like whopped him through the face
That's
in
what
front
it
of
looked like
everyone.
this was-
And
that's-
it became a
it
whole
looked
thing.
like that's where this was going.
Mohammed and I disagree on this. If I see.
And the kid's like 5, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, this
I'm
kid's
I'm
like
getting
6'7" maybe at most.
I'm getting physically.
He
involved.
whacked the kid so hard, the kid lost balance and slammed into one of our walls. I had to like get other parents away from this guy
Well, that's good. That makes me feel
because
better.
I was like, hey, this is going to become
a mob scene.
There was literally about to be a mob.
Yeah.
And it was like late. It was like 11:30 p.m. And then I was like, hey, guys, you need to all get out of the building and you can do it outside. Like, it just can't happen in the building. And like, it was like a whole thing. So that's why I'm nervous for you because I'm not saying it wasn't warranted. But the dude who whacked his kid looked like he started adjusting his pants. Like he was getting ready to like fight a mob. Like, I don't know that man looked deranged. So that's why I'm like, people can be weird about
Well,
this
it's a
stuff.
special type of person to like to slap a 5-year-old like that.
Whopped him, dude. Whopped him.
And if you do that publicly, right? Like if you do that publicly, what do you do privately? That's the question.
Well, what was
Continue.
so? He's probably like 15 feet in front of me at this time and he's walking. So he has no idea that I'm
21 feet.
He has no idea that I'm actually walking as fast as I can to catch up to him. So he kind of looks around and sees me, and he sees me maybe 10 feet away. And then the second time he looks around, I'm right on him, like standing right next to him. And I'm looking him in the eyes. And at this point, I still don't know what to say, but I said to myself, Lord, just help me diffuse the situation is what I said.
Yeah.
So without thinking of any words to say, I look at the kid and I go, hey, buddy, how's it going? And the kid's crying. He looks up at me and he's like, what are you even doing talking to me? And I said, buddy, did you have a hard time on the mat today? I said, we've all been there. I said, I lost my first 2 matches that I ever did. And I said, and I felt horrible. And then the dad's kind of looking at me like, why are you butting into me and my son's business here? And I looked at the dad and I said, man, you're doing a great job, Dad. I said, you're doing the best that you can do. And I looked back at the kid and I said, you want to know something, son? I said, your dad loves you. I said, your dad loves you so much that he's willing to get this angry and this upset because he just wants the best for you. And I stayed on that for about another 3 or 4 seconds on how much the dad really loves his son. I stepped back 3 or 4 seconds. That dad reached over and gave his kid a kiss on the head, hugged him, rubbed him on the head, and then they walked and talked normal. It's at least a half a mile to the hotel. So to answer your question,
Yeah.
I diffused that situation. It could have been violent. I mean, I could have walked up to that guy and said, hey, kitty, buddy, what's up? And the guy could have turned around and just went berserk on me.
Yeah. Then Joey and Aaliyah would have stepped in.
Yeah, Aaliyah, she would have clawed his eyes out.
Dude, that
Coach Fox how do you feel about that de-escalation?
I think it is far more tactful than I probably would have handled it. That's
just
an
the way it
example
came
of
out.
that's an example of wisdom over here.
Oh, I wanted to.
That is wisdom manifest. I don't think I would have handled it.
I wanted to grab the guy up by the throat.
I wouldn't have touched him. I wouldn't have touched him.
Mark, that guy probably cried in the parking lot on the drive home.
I have a feeling that he did. I have a feeling that when he thought about it, because he did, he grabbed his son automatically. He grabbed his son, gave him a hug, kissed him on the top of the head, rubbed his head, and he goes, "You know I love you, right, buddy?" And the kid kind of like was still,
Yeah.
you know, he's 7 years old. He really doesn't understand what's going on. He just knows that his dad's.
I mean, I'm a little emotional because of that, like your response to that.
Yeah.
Joey turned around and told me, he goes, "You were my hero." He goes, "You were my hero once before," but he goes, "Today you were my hero."
Well, I think, we live in a, don't tell me how to raise my kid. Don't tell me how to do this.
Well, everybody
Don't-
wants to grab their camera and film everything
yeah,
before they
say,
want to say anything.
don't tell me how to, like that's an example of it takes a village. And if I'm becoming unhinged, like if I've just lost control for some reason, then it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to get physically involved. Hey, that's not how you do. Like, I think the way you handle that situation is.
Could you imagine if Tom DeBlas was following him out?
Who is?
Could you imagine?
Who's Tom DeBlas?
Jiu-Jitsu
He's
community. Could you imagine if Tom DeBlas was following this parent out? And Tom, I love you. I love all your content. But if you would have been following this parent out, that parent would have been going on a stretcher.
I don't know. I don't know if Tom would have got physical.
He would have.
He would have got in his face.
Definitely told the guy
he would have
not
got,
to do that.
He would have got in his face. Yeah, and he would. Yeah, he would have. And I always, because I'm fascinated by human psychology and like why.
Well,
like,
first off, do you know Tom's background? And he's openly, publicly talked about his
I do
childhood.
not. No, I don't.
Yeah, so Tom DeBlas, according to his own words, was, physically abused as a child.
Yeah,
so
okay.
he's not going to watch another parent physically abuse another child.
Right.
It's just not gonna
yeah,
happen.
sure. Well, verbally abused, right? So they to me, it's like, why are we so angry? Why are we so? And I think that goes above. I can't speculate.
Well, he was angry because of disappointment, obviously.
But why? Well, why? Because of disappointment, because how it makes you look as a father.
Right. I think he was embarrassed.
That's what it looked like. So then get over it, dude. Like, and that's the whole thing, right? Is that you see a lot of these parents, they want to live vicariously through their kid, and I'm like, I get on the mat, and it sounds like this dude trained, but like, which makes it all the more bizarre.
He trained. You could tell he was.
Makes it all the more bizarre. Then like, who cares? Who cares, dude? And I don't know how much love that 7-year-old's gonna have for jiu-jitsu, but when he turns 18, he may just nix it all together and be like, "My dad did it. It sucks. Whatever."
You've seen it. How about the parent that's yelling for his 8-year-old to break another 8-year-old's arm? Squeeze, break it.
Yeah.
What are you doing as a parent yelling for your kid to break another kid's arm?
Lunatic. Lunatics. So we have talked for a while.
How long we been?
2 hours. I mean, it's been.
Is this longer than the?
It's not. It's contending with it.
Nobody watches a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, Joe's did a lot. I mean, we've still got quite a few people. It looks like. I mean, I don't know how accurate this is. What's your final thought? Takeaway from. So we're doing nogi. What is?
You asked about supplementation earlier.
Yeah, so let's do. What are your supplements? What do you take? And,
so using the word religiously, what I take every single day,
okay,
without fail. Every single morning. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink energy drinks. I don't take caffeine at all. So I have nothing to stimulate me. I don't. I'm against it, actually.
Role model.
So every morning I make homemade bone broth every Sunday. My wife buys me the chicken bones and everything, and I make bone broth every Sunday morning. And that lasts me all week. So every morning I have a cup of hot bone broth, and in that cup of hot bone broth I put 1 spoonful of fiber and 1 spoonful of collagen. A heaping spoonful of collagen. And that I have every single morning.
I can see by that.
It makes my beard grow like crazy, and it makes my fingernails grow like crazy. On top of that, it's completely healed my gut because I had all kinds of gut issues going on. People don't know this until you do the research. You have mold and bacteria that don't belong in your gut, that we breathe, eat, whatever. You got to heal your gut in order to get proper nutritional absorption. The chicken broth does that. The collagen naturally in the chicken broth, the amino acids, the peptides and everything in that helps heal your gut bacteria, your gut biome. The next thing I did was I took out and I stopped eating sugar 100%.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, a little bit here and there maybe, but not much. Maybe. And if I do it, it'll be a piece of dark chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
I like graham crackers. I love ice cream. So that's my downfall. I could eat a half a gallon of ice cream every single night. And that actually was what happened to me. That's why I jumped up to 250 pounds, was because I was eating a half a gallon of ice cream just about every night.
Oh, wow. That's habitual.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. So then bread was the next thing. Very hard to cut out bread. I eased it out. So with breakfast in the morning, I only have a half a piece of toast. And what I mean by that, it's not the half piece. I cut the crust all the way off of it because that's the heavier part of the bread. And I only have that small little square piece of bread with 2 eggs and bacon every single morning. Then I have a ribeye. I like to have either a ribeye or a New York strip every single day for the protein. And then, believe it or not, I eat hot dogs. I told you this coming in.
Beef?
Yeah, beef hot dogs. So I'll have the Nathans or the Kogels.
Just hot dogs.
No, I'll have it with a bun, but I rip the inside of the bun out. I take it down as much as I can.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's what I'll have. I'll have either a hot dog or a hamburger for lunch. And then my dinner will be, if I didn't finish my steak, along with a protein shake. And this is every single night I have this protein shake. And I used to do the Professor Muhammad one with a spoonful of peanut butter, the Cinnabon one. You ever hear it? Because cinnamon's really good for your joints. You know that, right?
I did know
cinnamon's amazing for your joints. So I used to do the Cinnabon one where you put in the banana, a heaping spoonful of peanut butter, and then a couple good shakes of cinnamon. I drank that one for a while, but now my staple is 1 cup of strawberries, half a cup of blueberries, and I'm up to 20 milligrams of creatine every single day.
Oh, wow.
I don't do the 5 milligrams. I do 20 milligrams of creatine.
You do 20 milligrams?
Yeah, every single day. So I've been on the creatine,
juicing, bro.
No, I've been on the creatine kick actually for about 20 years. So when it first came out, it's actually the #1 supplement that is proven to do exactly what it does do.
I have friends who use it, but they only do like 5 a day.
So the latest study on creatine happens to be 5 milligrams is muscular. 10 milligrams goes to muscles and bone. 15 milligrams goes to muscle, bone, and tissue. If you get into once your body uses that, if there's any leftover creatine, it goes to brain function. So they found that extra 5 grams of creatine goes into brain function.
20
milligrams. So the 1 scoop is 5 milligrams. I do 4 scoops every day of creatine.
Why does milligrams sound light? Is it grams or milligrams?
It's I think the creatine.
Do you guys use milligrams?
It's 5 grams. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it
can't be milligrams.
I apologize.
Yeah,
it is grams.
Yeah.
It's 5 milligrams per scoop. So I do 20 milligrams, 4 scoops every day in a shake.
Yeah.
Along with the berries. I use the berries for the antioxidants because you just can't. I understand these people that red meat is a great diet, and I did lose considerable amount of weight just eating the red meat diet. But if you do that, you're losing some areas. So you need to add berries. You should add berries,
sure.
and along with your protein.
Yeah.
And broccoli. So that's my staple, and that's pretty much been everything I eat. And when I go out of town for a tournament, you'll see I post it. My pre-meal workout is broccoli and a ribeye. So.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you, Coach Mark. We could talk. Because you're so nuanced, right? Which is why I always love talking in the gym, outside of the gym or whatever. It's because you have a pretty eclectic life experience.
Yes.
And so you've got just a real kind of a really interesting perspective on a lot of things too. So appreciate you hopping on. And
thanks for having me.
And what's the name of your firearm company again?
Semper Fi Firearms and Fitness.
Semper Fi.
Yeah, but I'm not. You can't find me anywhere. I don't.
Firearms and Fitness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we just put like a phone number or something?
Yeah.
An email?
I would say maybe comment.
I have my card.
Yeah.
You want a picture of my card?
Yeah, if you have give me a
I
card.
think it's in my truck.
We'll put it in the comment. We'll put it in the comments and description and whatnot. So.
You don't have to though.
Unless business
I'm
is
doing
booming.
it.
He's like, well, as we know, after recent events, it sounds like it's doing all right. So, all right. Well, appreciate you guys. Depending where you're watching this, YouTube, Facebook. I don't think it's on Instagram, but like, subscribe, do the whole nine. Coach Keanu, as always, we appreciate you. We gotta get you your own camera, man. We gotta get one.
You need a
ghost.
camera right there. That's what I was thinking.
That's not a So
I'm
like.
just a ghost.
I know it's just the voice behind the curtain, but as always, guys, we'll see you on the Mets.